Yes, lads, what is going on? And welcome to, I'm actually not even sure at this stage, maybe the 55th episode of the podcast, season 2, episode 17 or 18. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of losing track at the moment. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you just saw that my hair's an absolute mess. Because I'm just after getting out with a shower from coming back from a run. And once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the quality has improved drastically since the last few episodes of the podcast. And in terms of the podcast, I've just a little few things to talk about. So number one is, yes, the quality has improved drastically, and that is because of the computer that me and my mate just built. It is my computer, but my mate helped me build it, and it's an absolute beast. So I was talking about it over on my Instagram, the Little Running Irishman, that official Instagram, quite a lot. And I was also talking about it a little bit on the podcast, and I spoke out the specs and all over on Instagram. And I was talking about on the podcast about, you know, how I was upgrading and how I was building a computer and how I was selling my other computer. But no, we're here. We finally have got the beast, and it feels so much better than buying a pre-built and you actually build your own. And real quick, I'll just tell you guys the specs. So the CPU is a Ryzen 5 3600. I'm just using the stock cooler. It's an amazing cooler, so it will do the job. 16 gigabytes, 2x8 sticks of 16 gigabyte Corsair Vengeance RAM, a NVIDIA 1650 Super, 500 gigabyte Western Digital SSD, M.2 SSD, 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda hard drive. What else are we using? We have a 500 watt Cooler Master power supply. We also have a Corsair. It's an ATX case for ATX motherboards. But ATX cases are also backwards compatible with micro ATX cases, which is the motherboard that I have. It's a A320M Pro. It's it's MSI. I actually have a MSI sticker that I put onto it that came with the motherboard. Not the highest quality motherboards, but all the other parts I'm really happy with, and it runs so nicely. The webcam's obviously the same, so we're just reverting back to the same quality. And Movavi obviously is the same editing platform, so not much has changed really in quality, but rendering times and upload times. This is the first episode or first video at all that I'm doing on the computer, so we're going to be going back to more different kind of videos now, like, you know, commentating over races and reviews and everything, so more of them are coming soon. The background will be changing back into my room very soon. I have a nice desk here that was in my room but was too big for it. So I was put into my brother's room, and I was meant to get one built there 2 or 3 weeks ago, but that never happened. I'm getting one built very soon, but I'm gonna have to revert to a not so great desk to put into my room for now, which doesn't really affect me at all. But yeah, no, I'm really happy about the computer. It's an absolute beast. It's so fast. It runs games. Well, it runs Valorant, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Rocket League, which are the 3 games I've downloaded on at the moment. It runs them superbly. Obviously, Valorant and Rocket League aren't very hard games to run. I know this is a running podcast, but if there's people out there that do like computers, you'll be liking what and know what I'm talking about at the moment. And sorry if you don't. But I'm just really happy about it. Another thing is, on my last computer, one of the USB ports didn't work, so I kind of had to like plug out the keyboard and plug the webcam in for when I'm recording, and then plug the webcam out and plug the keyboard back in for when I need to edit and upload the video. So I don't have to do that anymore, which is pretty nice. I can keep everything plugged in for the duration of recording and editing, which is always nice. Obviously, it performs immaculately in games, and the total price of it was €694, but I paid €6 for like premium shipping, just so the prices could get here, or the parts, sorry, could get here a little bit quicker. And yeah, so it came to €700 altogether, which is not bad. There was one of these in my local computer shop, Curry's, for €779 with 8 gigs of RAM, only a 8 gig RAM stick, a worse CPU. It was a Ryzen 3. a worse graphics card. It wasn't a 1650 Super, it was just a 1650. Less SSD storage, and what else was it? A worse motherboard. So yeah, guys, just a quick computer talk. If you are thinking or getting a computer or want to get a computer, build one yourself. And trust me, my mate that helped me with it was telling me, since I got the first computer, he was telling me that I was making the wrong decision and I should build my own, but I didn't listen to him. I was kind of scared to, and I know it can be quite a scary thing to maybe partake in or whatever, but you're just like, when I say scary, I mean you're ordering the parts most likely off like Amazon, or if you live in America, like Newegg or wherever, or pretty much maybe your local shop or wherever. But if you're ordering them all online, most people do recommend go to Amazon to order their parts, and from ordering them online, things can get broken in shipping. You don't know who you're buying them off, and when it comes to warranty, it can be kind of difficult, because everyone knows when it comes to technology, things can break down and fall apart really, really easily. When it comes to warranty, this was a big thing. My mum was talking about, if you get one in when I was talking about the computer in Curry's, my local computer shop, if something did happen and it broke down, it'd be so easy just to unplug the computer and bring it down, get our money back, get a new one, or get it fixed. But when it's all different parts from all different parts of the world, and when you're buying them off, just say Amazon, it'd be kind of scary when it comes to things like that. But trust me, I know I did kind of get lucky when I got with my computer. The first time we put everything plugged in and put together, it worked. And the first time we tried boot it up with Windows installed, it worked. It mightn't be like that with everyone. I do feel like I did get really, really lucky, which I'm obviously really happy about. But yeah, you're saving a lot of money. You can get a lot better parts, and it's a lot more satisfying when you do it. So if you're thinking about upgrading your computer or getting a brand new computer, definitely build one and get the parts yourself. So enough with the computer talk. Big episode of the podcast next Thursday. I'm actually recording it tomorrow, which is Monday. So yeah, big episode of the podcast Monday. Especially if you're Irish and you do running, you will know this guy, and I'm really looking forward to it. First guest in a while. We will be having another episode with John Rankin very soon. At the end of October, it'll be me, Owen, and John Rankin. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, or if you listen to the podcast, to follow me over on Instagram at The Little Running Irishman, that official Instagram, to be notified when episodes of the podcast and other videos on the channel go live. So, after all that computer talk, let's jump into the training from this week. Because obviously that's one of the main reasons for Sunday's episode. I'm also going to be talking about Joshua Cheptegei's world record attempt, or world record, I should say, and my thoughts on it at the end of this episode, and when we get through when we get through the week of training. So Monday, the weather was 9 degrees Celsius with 68% humidity. Weatherman Kiddo back on the scene. It was also a 45-minute run like usual at 9.91k. 4 minutes 55 seconds per kilometre, or 5.71 miles at 7 minutes 55 seconds per mile. Really solid run. Went slow, but I ended up feeling good. Comparing that to last Monday was once again a 45-minute run at 9.62k at 4 minutes 41 seconds per kilometre, or 5.98 miles at 7 minutes 32 seconds per mile. Decent Monday run last Monday as well, so 2 solid Monday runs back to back, so that's always good to see. Tuesday was 11 degrees Celsius with 77% humidity. First session back in Trinity, and it is actually the first session in Trinity on the podcast. I love when the first session on a podcast happens. First Trinity session, first road run, first track session, first race, first of everything is always good to say. And the first Trinity session has arrived. You could say the first Trinity session of cross country season has arrived. We jogged up to Trinity like I've spoken about in previous episodes of the podcast. I'm pretty sure I have. We done a lap of the course as part of the warm-up as well, and we done stretches and strides. And then we got into the session. It was such a tough session. It was really, really tough. It was 4 by 1300, but it just felt tough. Trinity is a tough course. We tend to just go fast on it, even though like we're not going at crazy speeds. It just feels like you're going fast, and the lap seems really, really big. You can't beat Sanctuary Park for the sessions, I'll tell you that now. But jumping into the times for these reps, we done a 4 minute 21 seconds for the first one, 4 minutes 20 seconds for the second one, a 4 minute 18 seconds for the third one, and a 4 minutes 15 seconds for the fourth one. So we done a 1 second difference on the first one between 4:21 and 4:20, a 2 seconds difference on the second and third one between 4:20 and 4:18, and then a 3 seconds difference between the third one and the fourth one with 4:18 and a 4:15. So that's actually a linear pattern. Higher level maths right here, get on my level, and we done a jog back to the stadium as our cool down. As I said, really tough session. I didn't feel amazing either, but it was tough and we got it done. Moving on to, we can't really compare that to last Tuesday because last Tuesday was 4 by 1500 on the pat, so pretty much two completely different sessions. Like, even if it was 4 by 1500 on the grass, I could maybe still compare it. But the pat is just the grass and the pat are two different ball games completely, so I can't really compare that. I averaged 4:30 anyway last Tuesday for the 4 by 1500 on the pat. So moving on to Wednesday, it was 11 degrees Celsius with 96% humidity. And I done a 50-minute run, just a light one to recover from Tuesday's session. So I done 10.17k at 5 minutes 20 seconds per kilometer, or 6.32 miles at 8 minutes 35 seconds per mile. Decent run, as I said, went slow after Tuesday. Comparing it to last Wednesday, it was a 50-minute run again. 10.54k at 4 minutes 49 seconds per kilometer, or 6.55 miles at 7 minutes 45 seconds per mile. Once again, last Wednesday I went slow after Tuesday's session. So two solid Wednesday's runs there back to back. Moving on to Thursday's road run was Thursday was 12 degrees Celsius at 63% humidity. I've been pretty good with the weather in this episode. Usually in Sunday's episodes I forget. I skip 2 or 3 days of doing the weather and then I backtrack on myself to do them. But no, really I've been consistent this episode with the weather. 8.88k and 5 minutes 9 seconds per kilometer for the road run, or 5.52 miles at 8 minutes 17 seconds per mile. Good run with the lads. Comparing that to last Thursday, it was 8.49k at 5 minutes 7 seconds per kilometer, or 5.28 miles at 8 minutes 14 seconds per mile. So pretty similar runs there, a little bit further this week. We did take a little bit of a different route, thinking it was going to be a bit longer. It probably did end up being a little bit longer, but it pretty much didn't impact the run at all. It was quite funny. Before the run we were like, oh, we're going to do like 13k today, which isn't anything amazing, but the fact that we were just saying we were going to do 13k and we just didn't, it was it was kind of funny. Moving on to Friday was a rest day, as you guys know. I went out with my mates, I'm pretty sure. Was that Friday? Yeah, I went out with my mates on Friday. I did, like pretty much every Friday and every day over the weekend. So yeah, pretty enjoyable day on Friday. And Friday was the day I built the computer as well. How could I forget? I built the computer. I just looking at it now, it's so clean. The case is so big. It's a Corsair case. It has one red fan, one fan with a red light going through it, which corresponds through the front of the case, because it has like a slit in the front of the case for ventilation and also to let that light through. It's so clean. I'm so happy with it. Fingers crossed it will last me a long time, and then in the future I can upgrade it then. So yeah, that's what I done on Friday. The case was actually only meant to arrive tomorrow. It was only meant to arrive on Monday, but it ended up coming early. That's one thing I can say about Amazon. They do live up to the delivery. So yeah, it is really reliable to go for Amazon with the delivery. Obviously, Amazon don't need my promotion because they're like the biggest company in the world. But I'm just saying, if anyone was worried about the delivery with Amazon. Moving on to Saturday, which was my favourite day of training for the week. We done a 5k tempo / time trial. It was a 5k tempo run, but it was kind of a time trial as well to see where our fitness was at. It wasn't really all guns blazing race. You need to beat your PB. It was just to kind of put us under a bit more struggle and kind of see where our fitness is at the moment. And I say one thing: we are fit at the moment, everybody. We, not only me, the entire team is fit at the moment, and it's really good to see. So before the 5k, we done a 15-minute jog warm-up with stretches and strides. I wore the Night Zoom Streak 7s because it was on the path. A really good lap. We done 3 and 3/4 of a lap, you could say. No, 2 3/4 of a lap. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. So we done 2 big laps, which are about 1,500 meters, so that's about 3k, just say. And then the second lap is about 1k, just over 1k, and then that is what, 4,500 meters, and then the last lap was about 500 meters because we done the 1k lap, but we cut it in half, so it was a 500-meter loop, and we ended on a downhill, which was actually pretty nice. But there was a big dirty uphill in it, which started at the end of the downhill, so we came back up and around all the way up for about 400 meters, and then it was into a little bit of a gradual downhill then again. So it was a pretty nice loop. I did enjoy it. I clocked a 17:41, everybody, on the path. So think, I got 17:33 in race conditions and on the track. I got 17:41 on the path, okay? And remember I said it wasn't all guns blazing and it wasn't race scenario. It was just a tempo / time trial to see where our fitness is at. 17:41 felt so comfortable at you guys. And it nicely, I could have easily broke 17:33. We went out steadily, we're in a big group of 7, so when JD first was 16:49, JD's class. Owen then with 17:15, so he broke his PB, and then me in third. Obviously it was only a session, so we don't really count the first, second and third, but I'm just saying in terms of times, with 17:41, I could have easily broke my PB. We went out nice and slow, and Keego was in fourth with 18 minutes flat, I think, about that, or just under 18 minutes. So we all done really well. Owen kind of took a bit of an early lead, but I was going nice and comfortable. I was like, I'll go like my own pace, and that was what Mick was telling us. And I was really comfortable. I was going super nicely, and we went steadily at the start. I picked it up gradually in the middle. Keego was on my tail, you could say, for maybe the next 4k, and then the last k he kind of dropped off a bit because I do remember he was hurting somewhere a little bit on Saturday, so that's probably the main reason. And then I was just going nice. I didn't even pick it up right at the end. I was just going super nice. From what I can remember, do you ever you do well in the race and then you feel the next day that it wasn't really hurting? And I'm trying to think back, if was I hurting, because at the end of the race I wasn't like proper out of breath. I was standing up talking, no problem. I could have easily broken my PB, and we're doing this again in a month, okay? And JD is trying to break 16:30. Me and Owen, who Owen's only about 15-20 seconds outside of breaking 17, and I'm 33 seconds out of breaking 17. And in a month we're going to be training as hard as possible. The main reason we've done this as well, obviously to see where our fitness is at, but with the whole pandemic in Ireland and the cases rising drastically, we aren't getting a chance to race lately, and we're actually meant to race today. We're meant to actually race our Dublins today, and then we can't. So yeah, this is another reason why we've done it. And when we do this in a month, mark my words, Owen definitely, and 99% sure me and Keego as well. Keego's there and Keego's fit and Keego's not hurting. Us three and as well as JD will be breaking 17 minutes. Mark my words. We were buzzing for it. We were nervous before this, and I was really, really nervous before this time trial. I was nervous when I was lying in bed before I left, and when I just woke up, and I was nervous on the starting line and during the warm up and now because I thought it was going to be really, really painful, and I was going to get like an 18 minute or a 19 minute, and not in a million years at the start of quarantine, let's just say, if someone came along and said, Killian, you're going to do a 5k tempo / time trial at a 17:41, is going to be quite steady for you, you know, on the verge of pain, but it's not too bad at all. It is definitely bearable by a long shot. I'd be like, get away. And he's like, by the end of 2020, you're going to break 17 minutes. And I'd be like, no way. And now, breaking 17 minutes, it's the Breaking 17 project, the Breaking 2 project, the Ineos 159 project. It is now the Ineos 1659 project, or the Breaking 17, whichever way you want to interpret it. It's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait for it. Me and the lads we are fit at the moment, and hopefully JD can break 16:30. Hopefully me, Keego and Owen can break 17, and hopefully the other lads can put in a big shift as well. And if we get a cross country season, if we get a chance to race, hopefully we can do bits there as well. But for now, this is the goal. It's always good when there's no races coming up. Just take this advice. It's always good to have a goal, to be able to run a certain distance, be able to run a certain time. Set yourself a goal. Even like if you want to run your first 5k, if you want to break 17 like me, if you want to break a slower time that might be in your realm of pace, set a goal and it will motivate you a lot more to get out and get your training done. And I'm not too sure if I said Saturday was 12 degrees Celsius at 70% humidity, and I actually can compare it to last Saturday as we done a 4 by 1500 meter session. So yeah, we can't really compare it to last Saturday, but really happy about this Saturday, and mark my words, we are breaking 17 minutes. Moving on to Sunday, moving on to this morning, was 11 degrees Celsius at 67% humidity, and of course second 75-minute run of the cross country season, which was 13.62k at 5 minutes 31 seconds per kilometre, or 8.47 miles at 8 minutes 52 seconds per mile. Comparing that to last Sunday was 14.11k at 5 minutes 30 seconds per kilometre. So only 1 second slower per kilometre this week, or 8.77 miles at 8 minutes 51 seconds per kilometre. So yeah, two solid Sunday runs back to back. Total K this week was 52.38 kilometers, and that converts to 32.5 miles. That does not include warm-ups or cool-downs or the run up to Trinity or the run back from Trinity, because they obviously make a difference to the session, but they don't really make a difference to your overall fitness. So that is the main reason why I don't really add them into the total kilometers, because then I'll be kind of like, just how I ended up doing 5 kilometers extra, I'll be then at like 58 kilometers, and I'll just be kind of cutting myself, if you get me. I'll be kind of like, oh, I'm doing 57 kilometers, when realistically only 52 of them kilometers or 32 of them miles are actually helping me. So that's why I don't add them in. Question of the week: do I think I'll break 17 next month? Yes, I do. 17:41 was very comfortable. 17:33 was even quite comfortable on the track. And with the training over the next month, and knowing what the course is like now for the 5k, and knowing how to run this properly, I am 99% confident that I will break 17, because Saturday was to get a bit of a feel for it. You know, when like you're running the first race ever, or on a certain course for the first time, you're not too sure how to go about it, because you're not too sure if the good parts of the course will be really good or the bad parts will be really bad. So you're kind of a bit conservative. This is what it was like on Saturday, and that's kind of why I didn't go really hard at the start or really pick it up that much. During the course of the race, or the time trial, I should say, because I wasn't too sure what was to come. And now that I do, I am gonna go out pretty steady start, but really pick it up over that midsection and of course at the end of the race. So to answer that question, do I think I'll break 17 in the 5k next month? Yes, I do. 16:59 coming your way, guys, so make sure to stick around. And to finish off this episode of the podcast, I just want to give my regards to Joshua Cheptegei for breaking the 10k world record, setting a new 10k world record of 26 minutes and 11 seconds. Absolutely world class. And I'm thinking about doing a commentating over like I've done for the 5k world record. If you want to see that, leave it down in the comment section below or give me a text over on Instagram. But yeah, no, well done to Joshua Cheptegei. He set a 31-second PB and he broke the world record by like 6 seconds, I think it was. So it was outstanding running. He went through, he averaged 4 minutes 14 seconds per mile and he averaged 63 seconds. His splits, guys, if you didn't see it, his splits were so nice. It was going 63, 63, 62.9, 62.9, 63, 63, 62.9, 62.9. It was absolutely amazing. The pacing was amazing. He was ahead. He looked so comfortable. And obviously, congrats to Gide from Kenya, who set a new women's 5k world record of 14 minutes and 6 seconds, I'm pretty sure that was. So well done to her as well. But for me, because Joshua Cheptegei is my favourite runner, that was the main event for the night. He went through 5k in like 13 minutes something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was absolutely, it was mind-blowing that he could set a 31-second PB, and he ran the second 5k all on his own. The pacers just couldn't handle it. The first pacer dropped off about a k. The second pacer went a little bit further, and then the third one went all the way to 5k. He actually went 30 minutes 30 seconds through 5k, that's what it was, and he ran the second 5k all on his own. So another 12.5 laps of the 25 laps on his own, which is absolutely amazing. So well done to Joshua Cheptegei there. As I said, leave it down in the comment section below and give this episode of a like if you want to see commentating over, because there's not much really I can talk about except for his splits were so consistent. He ran the entire second 5k on his own, went through the first 5k in 12 minutes 30 seconds. He looked so comfortable, and he's the absolute king at distance running at the moment. Will he break the world half marathon world record on the 17th of October? I'm pretty sure it is. You never know. It will be his half marathon debut. It's not as certain as like the 10k or the 5k. Definitely not as certain as the 10k, because after the 5k, everyone was pretty sure that he'd break the 10k world record. As I said, even though he had to make a 31-second PB, he still done absolutely amazing. And this one is hard to call. Will he make history with setting 5 world records in 1 year? 5k on the road, 5k on the track, 10k on the track, 15k on the road, and a half marathon world record. Will he make history at only 24 years of age? We'll have to just wait and see. So congrats on Joshua Cheptegei, the current king of distance running. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. It was quite an action-packed one. A lot of PC talk, Joshua Cheptegei, and obviously 16:59 or possibly less coming your way very soon. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, leave a comment down below on if you want me to do a commentary over the 10k world record, or give me a text over on the Little Running Irishman official Instagram if you listen to the podcast. And yeah, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and I'll see you all next time for when we have the first guest on in a while. No teasers, but stay active over on Instagram to see who's coming on the podcast. So make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.